So you've heard this word a million times, frequency. Match the frequency of your desire. We talk about vibration, energy, and frequency all of the time in this world of manifestation, but unless you really understand what we mean by this, what we mean by frequency, you're always going to be trying to raise your vibration without really knowing what the goal is, without truly knowing what you're supposed to be tuning into and focusing on. So in this video, I'm going to break down very simply what frequency truly means, how it shapes your reality, and how you can consciously shift your own frequency to manifest the life that you desire. And before we get started, if you'd like amazing practical and spiritual tools to help you on your journey to align your energy and manifest consciously, then make sure to sign up for my newsletter below. Links are in the pinned comment and description. And if you sign up today, you'll receive a free gift. It's absolutely free. So with that, let's get started. Let's talk about frequency. I actually got this question from a viewer. They asked in a comment, what do you mean when you talk about frequency? What exactly is it? And I thought, that's a great question. I should make a video specifically on this topic. So at its core, when we talk about frequency, frequency is simply the rate at which energy vibrates. That's really the definition of that term, of that word. And of course, everything in the universe, sound, light, matter, even our thoughts, everything is composed of energy and everything has a frequency. So all we're saying is that everything has a specific rate of vibration. Everything is, moving in this way. Everything has its own frequency, higher or lower. It's just radiating energy all of the time. So in the physical world, we measure frequency in hertz. So that's the number of cycles per second. But in this world of spirituality and manifestation, when we talk about frequency, we're not so much talking about a scientific measurement as we are our state of being. But the same principles apply. We're talking about the same rate of vibration, usually on a scale of a lower vibration to a higher vibration. So in this world of manifestation, when we talk about frequency, we're talking about the rate of vibration. We're talking about tapping into realities that exist at certain vibrational states. So that's why there's a lot of talk about raising our frequency, raising our vibration, because a lower vibration would be areas of negativity. Positivity would be a higher vibration. And there are lots of different ways to break this down in terms of different emotional states and where they exist on this spectrum. But we're always sort of referencing the spectrum of low, negative, heavy vibrations, and then very high, positive, spiritual vibrations, sort of negative, positive, and then spiritual. So in this world of manifestation and spirituality, again, it's not quite as scientific. We're not talking about the specific scientific measurement in hertz of the vibration, but we're talking about tapping into a certain frequency. We're talking about tapping into a frequency, a reality, a rate of vibration at which you want to live. So now let's talk for a moment about the science. Let's merge the science and the spiritual. So in quantum physics, everything is energy vibrating at different speeds. Even things that to us appear fixed and solid, certain materials like wood or rock or anything, to us, to our eyes, they look solid, but actually they too are made up of particles, of energy. Everything is made up of energy. And this energy that is around us at all times responds to our focus. It responds to our emotion and our observation. So our emotions are frequencies. So again, when we talk about being in a high vibrational state, we're talking about being in a high emotional state and raising our vibration, raising our emotions into a higher state, a higher level. Our emotions are frequencies. And these lower level negative emotions like fear, shame, and guilt, they vibrate at a very slow, dense level. But then high vibrational positive emotions like love, gratitude, joy, they vibrate, of course, at a very high, positive, more expansive level, more expansive frequencies. So when we talk about your frequency, we're talking about this spectrum of very low vibrational frequencies to high vibrational frequencies and wanting to consciously raise our vibration, raise our frequency, raise our state, raise our emotions. They're all sort of equivalent into those higher vibrational states. And now, why do we want to do this? Why do we care about raising our frequency, raising our emotional state? Well, that's because our frequency actually shapes our reality. You don't attract what you want. I talked about this a lot on my channel. You attract what you are and what you embody. If you're constantly embodying this very low vibrational state, focusing on the negative and judging others and judging yourself and living in the past, that's what you're manifesting. That's what then is being reflected back to you in the world. But instead, if you consciously tap into that power that every one of us has, and you make this conscious decision to raise your vibration and operate from a higher level and operate from the level of abundance and positivity, then that is what is going to be reflected back to you. And this is why, again, there's so much of a emphasis in this world of spirituality and manifestation on frequency, because no matter what we say on the surface level, we say, I want abundance, but we can say that, but if deep down we still feel the emotions, we're still on that frequency of those, lower level things, the negativity, the guilt, the fear, whatever, then that is what we're going to bring about and manifest into the world. That is why the feeling is the secret, that our outer world is just a reflection of whatever is going on inside. So there's such a focus on frequency and emotion and raising that, because I don't think anybody really wants that negativity in their life. So when we're talking about manifestation and creating our ideal reality, it's always at a high level. We want the same things. We want wealth and success and health and amazing relationships. No one's coming to this world of manifestation saying, I want things to be worse. I want to experience these heavy, dense, difficult emotions. No, it's the opposite. So how do we get there? It's all about raising that frequency. It's all about raising those emotional states. So now, and this is really interesting, how do we actually diagnose your dominant frequency, your dominant emotional state? It seems like a difficult question to answer, but it's actually very simple. Simply look around you. That's all you have to do. Look around at your life and be honest about it. What is working? What isn't? Because again, whatever's going on in the inside is reflected back to you in your outer world. It's a reflection of your dominant state. If you look out at your world, look at your relationships, look at your financial situation, look at all these things that are going on in the 3D world, and that is a reflection of what's going on inside you. So now taking a step further, and the things you like, the things you don't like, what are the dominant thoughts and emotions? What's that internal chatter that you have with yourself throughout the day? Because that is what's creating the reality around you. Do you have certain limiting beliefs? Oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't have enough money for that, this or that. What are the things that you're saying to yourself internally and feeling internally that are creating the life around you? So now, wherever you are on this journey, let's talk about a few simple ways that you can raise this frequency. You can raise this vibration. You can move from these lower negative states into the higher, more positive ones. So these are a few ideas, and I've done deeper dives on some of these, and I plan to do more in the future here on my channel. But this is to give you an idea of the options available to you. Again, you don't raise your frequency by forcing it, like forcing positivity or pretending that everything's perfect. But it's all about really like releasing resistance to, and sort of returning to like a more natural state, bringing yourself back from those low level negative vibrations into a positive high vibrational state, which is really where we're all meant to be. So one of the best ways to return to a high vibrational state is to be in gratitude. You can't be negative when you're in gratitude. When you're feeling grateful for things, no matter how big or how small in your life, gratitude is such a powerful thing. It just immediately brings you really high up on that spectrum. How can you be grateful for something, but also be negative at the same time? If you can start your day with gratitude, end your day with gratitude, just catch yourself throughout the day and think of what you have to be grateful for. That's a very powerful tool that we can always use. Another very powerful tool is meditation. And I have some guided meditations here on my channel if you're interested, but just learning to calm down our mind and just return to that state of like inner peace that's always accessible within every one of us. That's an incredibly powerful tool as well. Just taking a step back from all the craziness of our day and all the mental chatter and the negative news that we read about and things we're dealing with, and just going within and going back to that place of peace is just an incredible thing And it really helps to raise your vibration in this way. Another very simple way to raise your vibration is just go out in nature. So whether that's going out for a walk in the park or by the beach or spending time by water, I find that just being near water is very powerful for me in particular, but just getting outside and breathing fresh air, being in the sunlight, just enjoying nature is another very powerful way to help raise our vibration. So now I want to conclude this video with this final point, and that is that when we're talking about frequencies in this way, and hopefully now you have a better understanding of what we mean when we say frequency, but when we're talking about this topic, a frequency is not something you have to create so much as something you simply have to tune into. And that takes away a lot of, I think, the stress around this topic. People think that to create their ideal reality, they have to create this new frequency. And that seems like a lot of work. You don't have to create all these new emotions and a new way of being and everything else. But the beauty is that frequency already exists. And so all you have to learn to do is to adjust that dial and to tune into it. That should take away some of the apprehension. This apprehension that I sometimes see around this topic, like, oh my God, it seems like so much work. How do I get started? How can I go from where I'm at now to this higher level frequency? But again, it's not about creating something so much as it is aligning yourself with that reality that already exists, aligning yourself with that version of you that already exists. So in closing, your frequency, your dominant vibrational state, your emotional state, this rate of vibration that you're sending out into the universe, that's what you broadcast out. And then that's what you receive back to you, because again, everything is you pushed out. So that's why we talk so much about frequency, because that is what is creating your reality, whether you realize that or not. So take a moment today and ask yourself, what am I broadcasting out? What is my dominant vibration? Is it one of fear, negativity, positivity, gratitude? Just sit with that for a moment. And when you learn to align your frequency with these higher level, positive, states of gratitude, of peace, of fulfillment, then your reality has no choice but to reflect those things back to you in the 3D world. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.